there are so many content on Instagram, and now it's kind of like getting saturated, even though some people still believe it's not yet saturated. But to be able to stand out on Instagram, the first thing you should know is your content needs to attract eyeballs. Okay, and to help you do that, today we are going to be designing a very simple but professional Instagram post, okay, inside of Canva. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and we will be right back after the intro. Okay, so now that we are in Canva, I already have my design open. Okay, my workspace or my empty thing open, and today we are using the 1080 by 1080. So before you can do that, you need to click on create a design and choose Instagram post. Okay, and you should get something like this. Okay, so today we are not really going to spend a lot of time on so many things. The first thing we're going to do is to select empty our empty page or whatever, and you can just choose any color. It can be a black, it can be a darker blue, or anything, or maybe I can even go for a darker blue. Okay, so I'll select my blue, come here and make it darker. Nice one. So this is what we have at the moment. Now you can come into photos, okay, and we are going to use some cool looking photos. So I can just say the cool girl. Okay, you can see there's so many photos we get to see over here, so you can choose any one at all you want. Okay, so I think I would want to go for this. And if you are on the free version of Canva, just know that there's Unsplash, there's Pixels, there is Free Pick. There's so many websites you can still get pro images from. Okay, because that's where Canva gets its images from. Okay, yeah. So I select this image and I right click and I replace the background. Okay, so you have to do the same. Then click on it, come to transparency and reduce it so much. Okay, yeah, so something like 6. Okay, reduce it up to 6. That's cool. Then what we are going to do is to come into elements, and in elements we are going to the frames section. Okay, so this is what we have. We have several frames over here, and with this you can use any frame at all you want. You can see there are so many frames here we can use. What we are going to use is this particular one to select. Okay, if you want to use this, then fine. So you select it, okay, then duplicate and position it here. So I can hold shift and select the two of them and reduce the size. Alright. Then what we're going to do is to duplicate again. You can just create any design at all you want. Okay, so something like this, and bring it down, send it up, and hold shift, you select all, position them here and reduce the size more. Okay, so this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do inside of Canva. Okay, so I'll increase it a little bit and position it here. Okay, so what we are going to do next is to add some text. So I come into text and I select add a heading, and in add a heading I come down here, reduce the size, and I can change the text to anything I want. Okay, so I can change it to new season, new feeling. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have, and I'm going into the text area over here. Okay, then we choose Montserrat. You can basically choose any text at all you want. You don't have to choose Montserrat, because I know most of my tutorials I use Montserrat, and it doesn't mean you should also use Montserrat. You can use it if you want, but if you want to use any other one, that's totally fine. Okay, so I select the Montserrat extra bold and I make it italic, and I come into the spacing, line spacing, and I reduce the line spacing. Okay, so we have something like this. All right. Okay, so what I can even do is I can maybe try positioning, just new over here, then season, the new feeling, but I can also leave it this way. It depends on what you actually want, right? Yeah. So what we are going to do next is you can pick a secondary color. So my secondary color can be yellow, and the reason why I'm saying that is, for example, I can choose this season, come here and select the yellow. Then the new filling can also take the same yellow. Okay, so you can just choose any color tone you want to use as your secondary color. Okay, so I'll select all of this, bring it to the top a little bit, and maybe even to reduce it more. Then go into photos and choose the same photo. Okay, but this time around we are going to position it at the back. So right click and send to back. Then you can move it to the top. Make sure it's not going into any of the frames. Okay, so then I can make it bigger. Okay, something like this. Okay, then right click and send it to the back. So you can see where my photo is at the moment. So you can see once we use the photo, it should tell you that the ladies, this portion is not going to appear. Okay, so it should even give you a clue of how your frame should be arranged. So this can go up a little bit, and this can also go up a little bit. You can select the two of them and bring them closer. Okay, it just depends on what you want. Okay, so if it means you even have to do a rearrangement, that's totally fine. You can still do that. Right? Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I will select all of these, and I would reduce the transparency to 50. Okay, then I would select and duplicate this and fix it in the first frame. Then I duplicate and make it bigger. Okay, and the main idea is to make the size the same as what's behind. Okay, you can see it's looking the same. Then I do the same for the second one, drop it in the second frame, double click and make it bigger. And this was the same idea I used for the creative typography, the parrot design. Yeah, so that's the same idea. So then I can duplicate this, fix it here, double click and make it bigger. Okay, so what we are basically trying to do is to make it, just make it the same size as the photo behind. Okay, then duplicate again, position it inside the fourth one, then make the size bigger, pull this down, okay, and pull the side also up. So you can see what we have. Then I can go and delete what I had behind. So I can now select all the four, come to the transparency and increase the transparency, so you can see what we have at the moment. Alright, so I can position this here and increase the size a little bit more. Okay, then we press L on our keyboard, pull this down, and you come to the color and change the color to white. Go to the style and change the style, make it a dotted style, or you can choose the dash. Okay, then we go back into the weight, increase it just a little bit, then click on any end. Okay, this end or this end, just click and hold shift, then drag. Okay, so you can drag it to something like this, then duplicate and just have it arranged nicely. And I can bring it down, and I can just select all three and duplicate and bring it down, and I can select all and group. So this is what we have, and I can duplicate it, position one here, duplicate and position maybe another one maybe here. Okay, so we just have this right now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to come into elements, and I'll close this up and go into the shapes. But you click on all shapes, see all, because you want to see all of the shapes. Okay, Then you scroll down and look for this one, select it and rotate it 90 degrees, pull it down, and you can just drag it, position it here. So you can extend it, duplicate, rotate it to -90 and position this also here. Select the two and group them. Okay, then you can change the color to this. And now what we're going to do is to reduce the size of this. Okay, and you can see it's not reducing, so all you need to do is to zoom in and reduce. And you can see Canva also provided this how do you call it, slider. Okay, so you can use that to zoom in and out. Now I can reduce it more, okay, and position it here. So I can duplicate this, okay, this text I have, then I can just say buy now and reduce the size of the buy now and position it inside of this. Okay, so that's what we have right now. Then with the text, you can come into effect, select the shadow, and you can select any color, so it can be black or something. Then we have the offset. The offset tells how far or close the shadow is going to be. Okay, then the direction, but I'll keep the direction where it is -42 and I'll make it blur. Okay, yeah, now increase the size more and select all of this, position it here. So maybe I can even position this somewhere here. It depends on where you want to position all of these things. I want to reduce the transparency. Select this, reduce the transparency, select this also, come here, reduce the transparency. Okay, and maybe position it here. Then what we are going to do is to add some social media icon. But before we do that, let's say I wanted to add some few text or something, some extra text. I can click this and then just reduce it a little bit, and we can go into dummy text. Okay, dummy text generator, and just click, select any of the text over here and come here and paste it here. Then you change it to Montserrat Classic or Extra Bold or any one at all you want. So since it's going to be full of details, we can position it here, and maybe I'll duplicate this one. Okay, I duplicate the text. Then I can, let's say the heading is going to be the first 3 words, so I clear all of these ones, position this here and keep it to Montserrat Classic. Okay, but with this one we are going to make it the just Montserrat. Okay, that's what we're going to do to it. Okay, and I'll change the alignment to the left, and this can even say, let's say, new collection. Okay, so this is what we have at the moment, or we can still stretch it for it to hit, to be the same width, okay, as this. So now this is what we have at the moment. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to select this, okay, move it here a little bit, and come into Element and search for Facebook. Yeah, so you can select any of these Facebook icons. So Facebook can be here. Then you can select Instagram. I'll select the first one. Okay, then I just position it here, and I can select Twitter. and I can also choose this one and position it here. Then I select all three and reduce the size. Okay, so you can see how easy it was. Okay, so just doing some repositioning. Facebook should come first, okay, then Instagram second, then Twitter. So I select the Facebook, come to the color, change the color to yellow, Instagram yellow, Twitter select the white, select the blue and make it yellow. Okay, and you can select all and reduce the size. If it's not reducing, zoom in and select all and decrease it. Okay, so I can position this here, select this and maybe bring it here. Then maybe Instagram handle, so I can just do at Instagram. I want it to be lower caps. Instagram handle. What did I say? Handle. Handle. Yeah. Then I select like this, reduce it, and position it here. If that's what we want. So now you can see the positioning isn't really good. So I would do it this way, and even maybe clear the last letter over here. And I'll position it here, and bring this also here. Okay, and select all of this, and you can make it bigger or you can make it smaller depending. Because I want to add some few things over here, so I can just rotate this, okay, and maybe position it here. Okay, and this can just come here and just go behind, send backward, because we want to put something here. So what we are trying to do is to select this one, okay, duplicate it, position it here, then have it save up to, okay, and duplicate this one also, make it 30%. Okay, then I can increase the size, select this and tuck it in. That's one thing you should always note about Canva. You should always try as much as possible to tuck it in when there's extra space. You don't want the extra space to be there, because sometimes it can make it difficult when you are positioning your items. That's what I've realized, especially when I'm designing. I have all of them just long, any size at all. Okay, so I select all and position it here. Okay, then the next thing I want to do is I can have a logo. Okay, a logo over here. So maybe this can come here. Maybe I can even take this one off. Maybe reduce this here. Then my logo can be here. Okay, so maybe I can still select all of this. I know I keep repositioning, but that's what happens sometimes when you are designing. Okay, so yeah, and my logo can be here. So I'll just put your logo so that you can fix your logo here. So I just select this and I see your logo. Alright, okay, so this is what I wanted to create with you inside of Canva, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you also designed this along with me. The name is Benjamin, and one thing is, I'd love to see your design. You can share it with me on Instagram, and I'd really love to see what you were also able to do. So yes, the name is Benjamin, and thank you so much for joining me today. There's no limit to creativity.